8 don'ts and 6 do's the elderly must remember. Greetings to all of you who are watching Echoes and Tales. Dear friends, as we step onto the downhill slope of life, we finally realize that the true value of living is not in vain glory or fame, but in a peaceful and healthy life. Everyone hopes that in the latter half of their lives they may live in serenity, good health, and without illness attacking them. However, this is not simple to live long and stay clear-minded. The elderly must certainly remember the 8 don'ts and 6 do's. Now, please listen and reflect. 1. Don't compete for positions or work when you are old, especially after retirement. Do not participate in being a leader or in any work at agencies or local organizations. That is not an act of irresponsibility. It is simply that when we are old, both health and intelligence decline. Young people are quick, sharp, and do things much better than us. Our hair has already turned gray. Don't cling to power or crave empty titles that only bring more exhaustion. When age is high, the mind should be allowed to rest, saving energy to enjoy the beautiful days of life. Having spent our youth struggling and laboring, in old age why still carry the burden of tasks that bring no benefit? After retirement, do not go back to your old workplace if you are not given a respectful invitation or unless it is for special occasions. If you do visit, don't be curious about the work of your former colleagues. You have already retired. There's no need to care about such things anymore. Especially, don't give advice, because even if you do, they won't want to hear it. Moreover, without updating the situation for a long time, you are already outdated compared to the younger generation. 2. Don't live with any of your children. Many elderly parents mistakenly think that, out of love, they should live with their children to help them. They believe that since the children work hard outside, the parents can stay at home to cook or take care of household chores. This mistake can make us lose the comfortable years of our later life. It may even turn us into tenants in our very own house. Therefore, whether it is sons or daughters, son-in-law or daughters-in-law, we should not live with any of them. If the children cannot afford to buy a house, then they should rent. If they cannot afford rent, then we can support them, but firmly not live together. Sons, daughters, in-laws, it is all the same. Visiting once a week, on the weekend, is enough. Please reserve for yourself a quiet space to enjoy peaceful days with your beloved spouse. That is enough. 3. Don't lose your reputation. Reputation and virtue are what you have built throughout your life. So the older you get, the more you must preserve and cherish them. The older you are, the more you must love and uphold your own dignity. At an advanced age, do not provoke others, and also do not let anyone harm your dignity to do this. We need to stay away from bad people and avoid wrongful actions. If we lose the respect of those around us, then the rest of life is wasted. By maintaining self-respect and self-love, life will naturally become lighter, more comfortable, and happier. Do the things you like, but they should fit your situation and personal conditions. Always keep a smile for those around you. Living this way will make life joyful and serene, and then everyone around will always respect and love us. 4. Don't tell old stories to your children and grandchildren. When we grow old, we often like to talk about the past as a way for our children and grandchildren to learn and follow. Phrases like "back in my school days" or "in our family's old days" carry experiences that may no longer hold meaning today. Your children do not want to hear them, and your grandchildren will find them even more distant, like some kind of unrealistic fairy tale. Those old days are simply nostalgic memories of a time long gone. Frequently talking about the past only makes us seem stubborn and outdated in the eyes of our children and grandchildren. Only share those old stories with friends of the same generation. Those shared memories will bring wonderful moments of relaxation, allowing us to return to a time long past. 5. Don't be angry. In old age, it is easy to become hot-tempered and upset over trivial matters, feeling like we have become useless or unnecessary. This creates psychological changes within us. However, anger in any circumstance is never good. Anger leads to ugly words and actions, affecting our character, dignity, and the respect others give us. The most important thing in old age is a cheerful, optimistic spirit, with a calm mindset to embrace aging. When the mind is at peace, illnesses will have no chance to attack us. With abundant health and a relaxed spirit, the final years of life on earth will truly feel like paradise. 6. Don't be lazy in thinking. Maintain a youthful lifestyle. Always try to embrace new things, and never let your mind become idle. This is the key to keeping the brain flexible. In old age, we finally have the time and opportunity to pursue the dreams and passions that we once had to set aside in youth. If the brain is allowed to rest too early, it will age quickly, even while the body is still strong. Those with a youthful spirit carry a healthy outlook on life. On the other hand, those who grow old in their hearts, sinking into pessimism, are like slowly drinking poison, harming both body and soul. In truth, aging does not begin with wrinkles or gray hair, but with the soul itself. Only those who remain optimistic can preserve their youth, and in turn, their bodies will stay healthier and stronger. 7. Don't live on bland meals alone. Many elderly people, fearing high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, or uric acid, believe that eating only plain and simple food, mostly vegetables, with little or no meat, is the only way to live longer and avoid illness. But in reality, healthy eating does not mean austerity. It means a balanced, scientific, and diverse diet that provides enough energy and nutrition. Eating too plainly can lead to deficiencies and weaken the body. On the contrary, a proper diet, with vegetables, protein, good fats, grains, and vitamins, is the true secret to staying strong and living well. 8. Don't be too serious. There is a well-known saying, if you are too serious, you've already lost. At this stage of life, it is wise to let small things go, for matters that do not violate morality or the law. There is no need to be overly rigid or strict. Learn to live freely, joyfully, and with ease. That is the only way to walk gracefully through the remaining years of life, carrying both happiness and peace. These are the last 3 don'ts of the 8 that every elder should remember. Stay tuned as we continue with the 6 DOS, timeless reminders for living happily, healthily, and longer. Dear friends, you must also recognize the 6 DOS that will keep life always joyful and happy. 1. Always remember, if the heart stays young, old age means nothing. Growing old is a fact of life, an undeniable law of nature. But if the heart remains youthful, then what truly ages is only the number of years. What never grows old is one's spirit, temperament, and soul. People beyond middle age who maintain a good mindset, cheerful, open-minded, and simple in their ways, will always carry a youthful attitude. Not greedy, not pessimistic, not weighed down by age at this stage of life. Don't let old age bring sorrow. Youth lives in the heart. The more we live with enthusiasm, the more vibrant and uplifting our later years will be. 2. Learn to be a silent observer. In old age, strength is no longer limitless, and there is no need to fight or compete for anything. It is better to learn to be a quiet observer, slow down, listen to the sound of flowers blooming, and feel how beautiful it is simply to be alive. Although one's own experience and knowledge are abundant and valuable, they may not always suit the younger generation. Therefore, when offering advice, it should only be in the form of gentle suggestions, not commands or orders. Always remember your position as an observer, so as not to overstep boundaries and bring unnecessary troubles upon yourself. 3. Cut ties with the past. In later years, if you wish to live joyfully and peacefully, you must learn to cut ties with the past. Let go of former status and titles, and sincerely accept old age. Keep a distance from those with whom you never got along, and stop clinging to memories of times when relationships were good, or resenting past unhappiness. By cutting away heavy memories and nurturing your state of mind, you will better understand what should be done, said, or left behind at each stage of life. In this way, you will not cross boundaries, not force things, not harm yourself, and instead, gently enter a world of joy that truly belongs to you. 4. Let gains and losses follow destiny. In life, there are two kinds of suffering. One comes from gain and loss, the other from love. People often do everything they can to obtain what they desire. Yet in the end, gain and loss are like a gamble. When you win, you feel joy. When you lose, sorrow follows. In love, gaining brings happiness, losing leads to lamenting fate. Of all the hardships in this world, love is the heaviest. When fate remains, two people stay together. When fate ends, each goes their separate way. By the time we reach middle age, we have moved past the dreamy stage of romance and come to understand ourselves more deeply. Everyone must walk their own path in life. Learn to follow the natural flow, let gain and loss follow destiny, and your heart will feel much lighter. 5. Choose true friends. A soulmate is hard to find, a kindred spirit even harder, and truly sincere friends are rare. That's why we must cherish the ones still by our side, whether they're old classmates, former colleagues, or long-standing companions we still keep in touch with. Thanks to them, our later years become richer, more colorful, and far more meaningful. Because of differences in age and outlook, parents and children often struggle to share deeply or find common ground. In such times, a few close friends with whom we can confide, pour out our hearts, and share a harmony of spirit will ease the burdens within and make life feel truly fulfilling. 6. Work for your own happiness. Even in old age, we should always keep something to do. Having meaningful tasks keeps us pleasantly busy and allows us to live joyfully. Learning new things, exercising, caring for grandchildren, growing flowers, or tending vegetables, all of these are working for our own happiness. The more we engage, the more joy and satisfaction we reap, enriching our golden years. Conclusion, dear friends, the true happiness of old age lies in finding peace of mind. But such peace is not given. It must be cultivated. We must learn to restrain our impulses, calm our hearts, and above all, love ourselves and cherish this life. Only then will each passing day bring us joy and contentment. Thank you for listening. See you again in our next video.